What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Panthers Advice, man. We're going to jump right into it because today we're talking about receivers, but let me slow down real quick. Everybody wants the big name receiver, right? We want Isaiah Bound in the second round. We want Tyler Warren. We want Tet. I went to ChatGPT, okay? Because ideally, you want the Panthers to win the Super Bowl. And I told ChatGPT, pull up the leading receiver in the Super Bowl for the last 10 years. Super Bowl 50, all right, 10 years ago, 2015, Broncos and Panthers. Leading receiver, Emmanuel Sanders, 6 catches for 83 yards. And this is all by ChatGPT, so if they have part of this wrong, don't blame me, all right? 2016, Julian Edelman. Do we have a Sanders? Do we have an Edelman on the team? I think we do personally, but we'll keep it going. All right, Super Bowl number 3 we're going to look at, 2017, Alshon Jeffrey. Alshon Jeffrey was the leading receiver, 3 catches, 73 yards. But we're going to keep it going, okay? Next one, Julian Edelman again. Interesting. Now let's jump to the 2019 season. Now you're like, okay, Tyreek Hill, 9 catches, 105 yards, bang. That's why you need the all-star. That's true, okay? But you got to remember, the Niners also didn't run the ball the last 2 or 3 possessions. There was a 4th down play where Mahomes threw it up on their run wasp where the Niners completely blew their coverage, right? That got Tyreek Hill 40, 50 yards right there. You take away that play, Tyreek Hill is sitting at 8 catches for like 50, 60 yards. We'll keep it going. Next one, Mike Evans, 1 catch, 31. 31 yards. That's it. Why did the Buccaneers beat the Chiefs? Because that front 7. Rams and Bengals, Cooper Kupp torched Eli Apple. The only one where I'm like, okay, easily give that one to Cooper Kupp. You got A.J. Brown, all right. 6 for 96, but they still lost to the Chiefs. Why? Because neither defense was playing great, right? Keep it going. Chiefs versus Niners. All right, Deebo Samuel, 5 catches, 97 yards. So there you go, Deebo definitely did his thing. And then you go to this past year, right, Devontae Smith, leading receiver. But why did the Eagles win? Their front 7. Now, I'm not saying it wouldn't be great to have a superstar receiver, but when we go look at these guys in a second, we got to remember, as nice as it would be to have that, we also need somebody on the other side to stop their superstar running back, their superstar receiver, right? So on and so forth. So with that being said, man, I'm not saying I'm opposed to getting Tyler Warren, Tet McMillan, Bond in the second round. But I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of perspective before we head into that. So let's start with our receiver breakdown. And first up is going to be Tet. A couple of people have been telling me, hey, did you hear what Tet said? Did you hear what Tet said? So if you haven't heard what Tet said, here's what Tet said. Let's take a listen real quick.
You don't watch football? At all. At all. Is it hard to watch film then if you don't like watching football? Yeah. For real? That's crazy. I don't like watching film either. I don't ever need to watch it by myself because we go over as a receiver group.
So let's talk about this real quick. All right, Ted McMillan supposed to go top 10, top 15 at the latest. Those are what the reports say. I'm not completely sure when this video came out. I would assume very recently, to be honest with you. To me, this is a PR move. If I'm being honest, why else would he say this? He doesn't watch football. He doesn't watch film. This was a PR move, right? I think there's somewhere where he doesn't want to go, and so he planted that. Maybe I'm just being cynical, but there's no way he's going to sit there and say that willingly. You haven't heard one bad thing about Tet, and then that drops. I'm not buying it. So I was like, okay. If that's the case, let me go look at Tet's games real quick, all right? I'm looking at his game log. And if we look at his game log, guys, I'm like, okay, maybe he was just good against certain teams, right? Not so good teams. His biggest struggle was against what? NAU right here, okay, and then Colorado, where the whole team struggled. They lost 34-7. Everywhere else, he did his thing, guys. So I got to say, whether it's Ted or his agent telling him to, he is trying to get to a certain spot. Because if you look at the numbers like we just looked at, they speak for themselves. All right. Ted, I guarantee you he watches film. This is just a PR play. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but let's jump to our next guy who's picking up a lot of steam lately. That's Tyler Warren. All right. 6'5". Whew. 256 senior. All right. Everybody loves Tyler Warren. And if you watch him play out of Penn State, you'll fall in love with him too. Here's the thing. Do I think it's a possibility that the Panthers draft him? Yes and no, because I think he's one of the most athletic players in the game. And honestly, for those of you who've been watching college ball for a while, especially out of high school to college football and so on and so forth. So for those of you who remember Bubba Starling, that's kind of what Tyler Warren reminds me of. I mean, dude's just gifted all the way across the board. But if we look right here, strengths and weaknesses, all right, you see his strengths. I mean, his strengths are off the charts. His weakness basically sums it up like this, okay? He's not the best route runner, which I don't know how often they would want him to be the perfect at running a cell route, a post corner, whatever it may be, right? Doesn't do great against the press either, which shocked me a little bit given his size, but maybe he's kind of always relied on that size to get open, right? So those are his weaknesses. But if you watch this man play, you're like, okay, the dude's a beast. And that's why I think there's a chance the Panthers could grab him, just based on Dave consistently saying, we want the best available player. Will they? I don't know. I think they'll go defense personally, but if they win for Tyler Warren, I could definitely see it happening. Then I went through his game look, as you can see right here. I mean, the semifinals, 6 catches, 75 yards against Notre Dame. All right, I mean, across the board, the dude's good. The one thing I've noticed about Ted and Tyler Warren, they're not going to be our deep play threats, right? So if we take them, we're going to have to take another speedster down the road. I'm sure most of you guys obviously know that. But I just wanted to point that out. Let's take a look at some of his film real quick. First player we're going to look at right here, Tyler Warren. I mean, just over the DB. And that's what shocks you about Tyler. Like, this isn't just over the DB, a body catch, right? I mean, that's locating at the high point, going up and getting it and coming down with it. That's why I said I wouldn't be shocked if the Panthers went out and got the guy doing this right here. Got the guy throwing his body over 4 or 5 guys and just crashing into everybody. You know, this is who Dave wants. Now, do I think we have bigger needs than this, to be honest with you? Yes, considering how good Chuba did last year. But, I mean, watching somebody do this right here, you don't see that much in today's day and age. And right here on the block, all right, just watch him right here. And when the dude wants to play football, let me rephrase that. The dude loves to play the game, right? He loves to get physical. That's why I said, I don't know that the Panthers need that on offense. I think we have bigger holes on defense compared to offense. But if Dave and Dan took him, I mean, you can see why right here. All right, the film, it speaks for itself. Then right here, take a look. I think they're going to line him up off. All right. He's going to pull a tackle right there. Bang. He just wants to hit somebody. And then right here on the next one, I mean, just look. He's looking to just crack somebody right there. Bang. Sets the hole, and there goes the running back. And then right here, we saw the first play against Boise, right here against USC. I mean, like I said, it speaks for itself. Now, right here, he's going to catch it. I mean, this is just insane. But watch him against the press real quick. Take a look at this, all right? You're going to have him right here. Take a look what happens. Just not great against it. Once he gets physical, he's not the best. But right there, creates a little separation. And if he gets a little bit of separation, it's over, right? Because if he stacks you with that big body, you're not getting in front of him, right? If he runs an in route, right, and gets that separation, you're not getting in front of him. If he runs the out route and he runs it right, essentially stacks you on the out, you're not getting in front of him. 6'5", 250? So if they draft him, right, if they do and they work with him on his release, on his route running, the dude could be a weapon. Right here is actually a great example. So you have Warren right here. Now here's the thing with Warren. His routes aren't they're not the most fluid, to be honest with you, which is actually kind of weird that it's actually beneficial to him and actually is bad for the DB. And the reason I say that is because he could run an out route out of nowhere. He's not going to plant and then bang dig, right? A lot of DBs will watch the hips, right, of receivers and know, okay, he's going to do that, bang, I know when to go. Tyler just kind of goes on a whim, right? Obviously, he knows if he's going to run out, a go, a post, a corner, whatever it may be. But he doesn't have great technique, which actually helps him. And you're going to see right here, we're going to pause it, all right? top of the break, right, the stem, once he goes out, the DB's done, right? Because when Tyler stops, the DB's now hugging him, trying to figure out what's he going to do next. Then bang, Tyler's going to whip that out. And he's got enough speed and acceleration to bust that thing out. And as long as the quarterback puts it in front of him, he'll be good. Next guy to talk about is Isaiah Bond right here. Now, Bond is interesting. 5'11", 180, so he's got a nice little stock build. Okay. But things are going to get interesting here in a second. So the strengths are basically, it's just his speed. Okay, the dude, elite track speed, and you're going to see it in the tape. But the sources tell us is what kind of got me the most. And basically at the bottom it says right there, if you're going to draft him, use him. Don't do what Texas did. I'm like, I didn't watch a ton of Texas ball, but I'm like, what do you mean don't do what Texas did? I'm like, okay, he's projected to go second round. What are we talking about here? Because if you look right here and you look at the game log, you're like, oh, I see it now. Texas really didn't use him. Now, some of these, there were injuries, right? But you look at the games he played, and you look at the catches total for the season, it's only 34, right? And then if you look right here, in the first 3 games against UTSA, Michigan, and Colorado State, 5, 10, 13. So that's almost a third right there. Actually, it is a third. Yeah, so that's a third right there just in the first 3 games. 2, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 0, 1, 1. So the last 4 games, I think he had an ankle injury at some point, but the games that he played, 4 catches. 4 catches in the last 4 games against Kentucky, A&M, Georgia, and Ohio State. So part of this is obviously a red flag to me to a point, because it's just like, why didn't Texas use him, right? I mean, you see the speed. This is what the Panthers need right here, right? Panthers need somebody like this who can stretch the field in more ways than one. Now, if he's there in the second, is it worth it? I think it's worth it if the Panthers did the research on his ankle injury, right, and figure out, okay, why didn't you guys play him more? I mean, why did you guys not play this guy more? What happened? Was it chemistry, team issues? What went wrong? 4.3940, acceleration out of this world. He's got good hands too, right? That's something I was looking at. Is he using his hands? Is he using his body? Nope. He's going to go get it with his hands. So, to me, I'm kind of shocked why Texas didn't use him more. I mean, I saw an ankle injury kind of occasionally popping up, but nothing crazy. So, I mean, we've got Tyler Warren, potentially. You got Ted McMillan. You got Isaiah Bond. Let me know your thoughts. That's going to wrap it up. Panthers Vice is out. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.